If you're a photographer looking to give back, you don't need to be on the front lines of a crisis. In this video, I'll show you 9 ways you can serve your community without being in the trenches. As a freelance photojournalist for more than 25 years, working with the New York Times, the Associated Press, Getty Images, and many others, I've seen my fair share of chaos. Let's jump in. Step back to the edges and turn your lens on what most photographers miss. Literally turn around and face the other way. That said, make sure you give yourself enough space to comfortably turn your back to the action. Are there aid stations? Is there a sound guy running a PA at a rally? Who's cleaning up trash? Who's handing out food and water? Are there medics? How are people staying safe? What organizations are represented? And what are their biggest challenges? Photojournalists are often preoccupied where the obvious action is, and we miss out on a lot of really important stories. This is where you can swoop in. Document organizing efforts. Ask and answer questions. What does it take to make things happen? What are people's roles? What inspired them? How does contributing in this manner make them feel? When and where do people meet? Who shows up first and who leaves last? How are community members coordinating and communicating with local officials? But before we dive any deeper in this video, let's recognize how important it is that photographers openly communicate with subjects on what we're actually doing. That means we'll need a plan of some sort. But fortunately, I tackle that part at the end of this video. If you're a portrait photographer, you can use that skill set to drive just about any story. Photograph leaders and regular folks trying to navigate their roles in challenging times. If you need help finding subjects for a project like this, ask folks that you've already photographed to connect you with others, and you can scale this exponentially. The hard part is getting started, but after that, it's all downhill. Interview people if they want to talk, and don't be afraid to incorporate or start with your friends if you need a jump start. This is what I did working on a project during the pandemic. Read the news and identify where they've only scratched the surface of a story. Use your specific skill sets to do that story the justice it deserves. Take advantage of your ability to work long-term without a daily news deadline. Basically, take something somebody else did and level it up with your personal signature. I used this strategy 8 months after Hurricane Helene for a story about people cleaning up the rivers in western North Carolina. I've linked that in the description. Identify and document local mutual aid organizations. Share their stories and show people how to volunteer. Think about how photography can help communicate basic and valuable information. Projects like this can be long or short term, considering immediate value weighed with risk factors. But what if your skill sets lay outside documentary and portrait photography? Find a small local business that can't afford photography for marketing and take care of them. Encourage colleagues to do the same. Maybe this local business doesn't even have a social media presence, and maybe you can help there. Be ready to build amazing lifelong relationships while also being prepared to run if the folks aren't very fun to work with. Offer photography services and donate a portion of the proceeds to an organization you support. Offer reduced rates to clients who support the organizations that you support. Maybe even suggest to one of your clients collaboration for a volunteer program. Use the privileges you've gotten from the art community and use that to help pull others up. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, I used social media to raise thousands of dollars to purchase generators for Batcave, North Carolina. And then my friends helped me transport them. Offer your services to an organization that you believe in. This might be the local bicycle co-op, community garden, or animal shelter. Think about what options might be visually interesting. And last but not least, teach or mentor underserved youth. We all got to the point we are with the help of others. Now let's tackle the planning aspect, so that we can communicate to others what we're actually doing with our cameras. The stories of everyday citizens, especially at this point in history, are extremely important. But to execute this, we should have a plan for a project. we need to think about what we're going to photograph and how we're going to share those photos. In order to open doors and get access for the projects we want to do, make people feel comfortable around us, we need to be able to communicate what we're doing. It helps tremendously if you have a written statement about your project. This gives consistent messaging and shows confidence. Additionally, writing is thinking, and when we write about these things, it forces us to think about them on a completely different level. As photographers, we can make people feel a little less alone, and we can give them a platform to be seen and heard. We can shine a light on the helpers and inspire others to do the same. If you're ready for some life-changing experiences, maybe it's time to pick up your camera and do some good work.